This is a fictional character and is 100% made up. All opinions are made up and have no bearing on reality and society. Everything said should be ignored and it should not be watched.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Feminist Karen. Please do my pronouns correctly of he. So we're looking at society again and how it is against the women of the world. Of anything I say, if you do not agree with my opinion, then you are transphobic and you hate women. Without further ado, let's look on. And if you haven't yet, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe for this.
So let's talk about Sir Lenny Henry. And that knighthood is very interesting based on what I'm going to talk about in this video.
Okay.
So Lenny Henry has said in his new book, I think it is, that the United Kingdom should pay
fuck off. How do these people get knighted? How? 19 trillion in reparations. Right. Okay. Feminist Karen mode. Up we go. Listen. Who pisses me off so much? Who stopped slavery? What country stopped slavery and spent billions back in the 19th century to stop it as a global worldwide and stop trades to stop slavery? Do we know who? Do we know which country? What countries wanted to continue? France wanted to continue. Belgium wanted to continue. Italy wanted to continue. Us as the UK, we stopped slavery worldwide and we punished the countries that kept it going. Infuriates me. Reparations. Yes, do you not think? Do we not think? So when we took the boats to Africa, uncolonized places, they were selling them to us. Okay? We didn't go and take them. They sold them to us.
£18 trillion in reparations to descendants of former enslaved people. Guys, say
Everybody, in one time or another, has been slaves. Should we go back to Roman time, okay? When they took Gauls, when they came into Britannia, we was all slaves. Should we go, to the Ottoman, where they enslaved the Greeks? Should we, do you know what I mean? Irish were slaves. There's still slavery happening right now in African countries. Why are we not touching up on this? Why just shit on Britain, the country that's forced to abolish it?
it with me.
I'm back here.
Lenny Henry, shut the hell
My
up.
brother. My God.
Now, I support the concept of reparations if you're a victim of it, right? But Lenny Henry believes in the flawed concept of essentially punishing indigenous Brits for something that their forefathers did 200-300 or so years ago. How can you say that people that were not alive during slavery and never owned slaves should pay money to people who never were slaves? Such a flawed concept.
Breach.
Now look, I am a descendant of the slave trade. My family come from the Caribbean. They come from Barbados. But I don't hold it against anybody because nobody was alive when it happened. If Lenny Henry supports reparations, why is he not pressuring African nations to give reparations as well? Because it is estimated that 10 million Africans were taken from Africa and sent across the Atlantic to the Americas. That number would not have been possible without the consent of many ethnic Africans already living on the continent.
Love him.
So surely, Lenny Henry, you'll be calling on countries like Nigeria, Ghana, the Gambia.
Wait, I'm confused. As feminist Karen, can I call him racist? But he's black. By speaking against reparations to black people, How do I make my feminist opinions on this make me look good and caring? I'll blame the white men. Cool. I know what I'm doing.
Senegal, you name it, to give reparations also. What's most interesting is that Lenny Henry wants to get reparations off of the same people that's made him rich in this country. Lenny Henry has made millions of pounds off of the back of the British public.
Yep.
And now he wants reparations from them. So will Lenny Henry give back the millions of pounds that he's made off of the British public?
Then lead by example.
Of course he won't. Lenny Henry in 2015 also took a knighthood from the Queen. Lenny Henry accepted a knighthood which was introduced before the colonial era. But Lenny Henry was happy to take a knighthood also. This guy is a hypocrite.
Yep.
An absolute hypocrite.
1,000,000%, man.
Now look, I believe in learning from the past.
Yep.
Slavery happened. It wasn't a very good thing. It was horrible. Let's move on. Let's learn from it.
1,000,000%, yeah. Learn from history, otherwise history will dictate itself. That's why everyone turn down these statues of these slave owners, things like that. If you remove history, then you fail to learn from it.
If you care about slavery so much, Lenny Henry, why don't you focus on the millions of slaves that are being enslaved in many countries around the world, in parts of Africa, in parts of the Middle East? Why don't you focus on that, Lenny? That's where your energy should be.
Because that is a target he can actually be measured by, and he will fail. Talking about a theological thing, a theory of something, can only make yourself look woke and look like you care without actually having to do jack shit. But my guy, you're awesome. Keep doing you.
Well, I was very clear at the Shadow Cabinet, where we agreed completely, it was unanimous, that we cannot have a party where people do not abide by manifesto commitments. If you do not agree with leaving the ECHR, then you should not and cannot stand as a Conservative candidate at the election.
So are you saying you will kick people out if they rebel against this policy?
They can be in the party, but they cannot stand as MPs. You know,
So
we
they
have
cannot
lots of
stand
members.
at the next general election?
No. We have lots of members who have lots of views. We don't remove people for having slightly different views on policy. But if you want to be a member of Parliament as a Conservative, then you need to understand that leaving the ECHR is a manifesto commitment. Well, I would...
Alright, look. Do I think Kemi's done an absolute piss poor job with the Conservatives? Yep. Have Conservative and Labour basically guaranteed reform the 29 election 100%. No one's doubting that. But I have to say, I do 100% agree with her on this. If it's in the manifesto, it is our party's position on something, and we don't change up. That is what our party is made of, and we do not compromise. I do agree, and I do respect that. You can't say something and then backtrack it, just like what Starmer's been doing, okay? You can't say this in your manifesto and then switch it up as you please. So I do agree with her on this one.
Line that recently you were walking down the street and someone was calling you fascist, this, that, and the other.
Fascist, Zionist scum. I came out of El.
You're a fascist or a racist or a homophobe. We're gonna call you random names because you don't agree with us. Fucking pillocks.
BBC, having just finished my show on a Sunday evening, and they're usually the protests are at 1:45 to 2. So there's never been one at 6 before. I wasn't even expecting it. Normally when I see one, I sort of cringe into the shop doorway, hoping nobody will recognise me, wonder why I haven't brought a COVID mask with me. Realise that the reason I haven't brought one is I just can't bear to. I can't bear to cover my face to walk through the streets of the city that I live in and was born in and have lived in all my life. Every week I think I should bring a mask in case there's a...
London is a shithole now. It's ruined. I don't even go into London anymore. It's dirty, it's scummy, it's shanty, and it used to be one of the greatest cities in the world. I will now tell everyone to avoid it.
protest and someone recognised me, then I think, well, I'm not, and I don't. But it was 6 o'clock and I hadn't expected it. I sort of shuffled into the doorway of a shop hoping to sort of, disappear into the shadows. Also thought that I was being ridiculously dramatic because I hadn't been shouted at before and I'd walked past many of these marches, and then suddenly it was over the tannoy and it was, sort of deafening decibels, and I wrapped my head around, obviously, because you hear your name being screamed that loudly, it's hard to not to look round, and some bloke is chasing me, for God's sake.
I've read today
Scary and
online.
pathetic.
You know, I'm a
It's who you
woman.
are.
I love my boobs, but I love hers too.
What is a woman?
What is what?
A woman.
I think it's passion.
State of mind. It's a state of mind. It's a sense of.
Started a feeling. How scary! Like, real talk. These people live among us. How do they get to this mind state? Sad as well. I'm wearing my feminist Karen wig. How? Now the thing I don't say. Young people been brainwashed. Okay, how are these seasoned oldies, these non-vintage motherfuckers, get this mindset? Have they had this their whole lives, or has something happened? Because look, these weirdos, we're gonna call them weirdos, okay? These weirdos, were they like this 15, 20 years ago, or has this cult really just grown recently?
It's embracing.
Yeah, like, why are you trying to tell me that, like, I need to leave the hotel?
As you know, this is the biggest suite, and we'll let you have it because no other suites were
And
available.
because I paid for it?
We upgraded you. No, we upgraded you, so you've got to let it go. We've got an important guest coming, and he must have this suite. He's one of our most important people.
Yeah, but I'm here with my kids.
He plays for Manchester United.
Sorry?
He plays for Manchester United.
Okay,
You'll be able to tell all your neighbours and friends that you gave up a room for a Manchester United player.
I'll tell us, if he gave him the room for free as a free upgrade, that was good of him. But then he wants to kick him and his kids out. I understand that. There's ethics and morality versus profit on this one. But if I was a United player, I'd be like, well, why have I? Don't worry about the biggest room. Like, look, a guy and his kids are in there. I'll take another one. But then fame and wealth hasn't humbled me. So, yeah, I don't know. Right,